Hey guys, today I wanted to do a chit chat get ready with me because I know how much you guys love watching those and I love filming them. So let's get chatting about some shit. So I know that this isn't my best match, but it's makeup. It's not that deep. I kind of wanted to talk to you guys today about, this is going to be a controversial topic because I feel like right now in the beauty community, we've never been more divided for some fucking odd reason. This could honestly be spread out into so many more topics than what I'm going to talk about right now. I see a lot of shit going on in this industry right now that is so odd to me, and I feel like we just got to chat about it. It's a really interesting place that we're in right now in this industry. It's a place where no matter who you are and no matter what your background, we can all make YouTube videos. I feel that as an influencer who started off as somebody who was a little more judgmental towards influencers, I feel like I kind of built my channel as a more, dare I say, wanting to be different, which I now find to be a little dumb, honestly, because you don't have to brand yourself as that. Just be who you are. You don't have to be different from the rest of society's norms. I feel that that's sort of a high horse to put yourself on, to think that because other people do it one way, you have to do it differently to be different from the rest of all the YouTube cretins. And honestly, I look back at a lot of what I thought about people in the past and about what people were doing online, and I sort of had smaller influencers on a pedestal because I thought all these bigger influencers are this, that, and the other way. And I find that my opinion on that has changed so much as my channel has grown. So it feels as though, and I may be completely wrong here, but this is just my personal opinion, and I totally respect differing opinions. I understand why in this day and age we find it hard to trust people because we feel like we're being lied to so much. I want you to, for a second, close your eyes and imagine that you are successful online as an influencer. And imagine that you wake up in the morning and you have 2,000 comments. So you have a bunch of people messaging you. You've got 2,000 positive comments of people that love and adore and praise you and say that you inspire them. And then on the other hand, you have hundreds, if not thousands of comments of people telling you you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you're a liar. You have videos being made about you and your character and who you are as a person. And none of these people have personally ever met you. And all that they get from you is what you portray online. And no matter what you do, and I'm trying to tell you as you yourself personally, imagine yourself in this situation. No matter what you do, everything you do is being criticized one way or another. I want you to think of what you think of these influencers as a whole, as a person who watches them and who may support them and who may not support them. But think of yourself in your shoes that you're in right now. Do you trust me more because I don't have 1 million subscribers right now? Like, do you trust me more because I have a smaller following? The answer is probably yes, because you feel in your mind that because I have a smaller following, I'm more trustworthy because I don't have loyalty towards these brands. I'm not being taken on these influencer trips. And I think that a lot of times that truth is true and that truth fades the more people start to grow on social media. And I don't think that it should, because these people are the same regardless of their size. It just makes you feel different. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm a very jealous person, and I'll be the first to admit that. When I see other people succeeding online and having successful lives and getting flown out and doing these amazing influencer trips and having these incredible opportunities, my first feeling in my gut is jealousy. I will be the first to admit that. And I hate it. I hate it about myself. I'm hoping that it goes away as time progresses. As of now, I am an admitted jealous person. Initially, the first reaction I have when somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to this location with this brand," the first feeling I feel is not, "Wow, how cool for you." It's, "Wish it was me." I feel that because they have large numbers and because they have large followings, people immediately equate that to being money hungry, to being a liar, and to being dishonest with their subscribers. And I don't think that that is fair. You see channels online that are dedicated to exposing larger YouTubers and to, exposing the truths in the beauty community, but a lot of times those truths are one-sided and a lot of times they're biased based on subscriber count. Now, you may think, no, they're not. They're based on hard evidence. They're based on facts. We've got all the receipts. We've got everything needed to show here. I'd like to implore you to see the other side of the spectrum. It always seems that each person that are talked about in these videos, and I'm not just talking about one person, there are tons of these channels exposing YouTubers out there. The larger YouTuber is wrong. The larger YouTuber is wrong. The smaller YouTuber is probably right. Of course, sometimes the YouTuber or the person being exposed, sometimes those things are true. And they're people first and foremost. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget. These channels that are exposing them, they're also people, and they're also make fucking mistakes. And people make mistakes, and I think a lot of times we need to give people the benefit of the doubt. And forgiveness is a beautiful thing, and it sets you free. It's more of a burden on you than to anybody else. And I think that forgiveness is something that's lost on a lot of people, especially in today's day and age. We want to see people get dragged, and we want to see people get exposed, and we forget that the person on the other side of the screen is just that, a person. They have feelings, it hurts them, and I don't know why that is the popular opinion. Jordan, one of my best friends in the whole world, just made a video on this, and it was called "Why Is It Cool to Be Petty?" She made a lot of really good points in that video, and that it shouldn't be cool to expose people, and it shouldn't be cool to want to hurt people and bring down their livelihood for your own personal gain. And I know that a lot of times these people think that they're doing a service to the community by exposing people, but I think a lot of it comes down to, if you don't like them, don't fucking watch them. Have you ever watched somebody online and you just have a gut feeling about them? You're like, I just don't feel like I can trust you. Use that gut feeling to your advantage. You are capable of making your own decisions, and if you feel that that's disingenuous in any way, you are fully able to completely click off, unsubscribe, and move on and carry on living your life. And I think that that's something that's lost on a lot of people. They feel like we're being lied to, you're a fucking liar, but just because they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million subscribers, that doesn't make them automatically a liar. That doesn't make them money hungry because they make a lot of money from YouTube. That comes with the territory. The larger you get, because people like your content, the more money you make, the more opportunity you get. And just because those opportunities are being presented to people doesn't automatically make them a liar because you feel like now that they're large, they're liars. That it doesn't equate. I can tell you that me at 85,000 subscribers is the same as I was at 7. I'm actually less judgmental now, and I'm less inclined to automatically jump on the bandwagon of believing that somebody is a bad person because of their large subscriber number or what have you now than I was 70,000 subscribers ago. When I had a smaller channel back then, and I was, all about the hate and sponsorships are bad and people are lying to you, and I felt that way, it's because I hadn't lived that life yet. I hadn't become a YouTuber or an influencer or a creator, whatever you want to call it, who had any sort of market success whatsoever. I hadn't done any sponsored videos. I hadn't done anything. And a lot of times I see these channels who are exposing bigger YouTubers for doing things they haven't personally experienced. And a lot of times it's when you experience them yourself, you realize how wrong you were. Because I used to talk a lot of big shit about YouTubers who were sponsored and lying to us. And the fact of the matter is, you can use your best judgment as a viewer and usually realize when that's the case. And if you feel that way, even if you're wrong, you don't need to buy the product. If you see somebody promoting something and you're like, that's sponsored, use your best judgment. Do you think they're lying to you? If you do, then don't buy the product. If you don't, then buy the product. It's not that deep, but you're also a human being with the capability to choose for yourself. And if you feel like you're being deceived, don't buy the product. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but I feel like it's getting out of hand online. It's getting absolutely out of hand. And not everything is a scandal, and not everything is a lie. And the fact that everything is being made to seem that way is making the world we live in a place of distrust, a place of hate. It's a place fueled by the feeling that we need to expose everyone and that everyone is a liar and that everyone is being lied to. It's really important that we not get caught up in all of that absolute bullshit. I think commenting on anyone in general is just such an odd thing to do. To make videos about things and exposing people, it's whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Freedom of speech is a thing for a reason. We can do whatever we want. I'm free to make this video talking about this. People are free to make videos about whatever they would like. But I think it's a little odd to say, this is my opinion, you make of it what you want, but you can't say, this is my opinion, and then expect not to have everyone else in the comments agree with your opinion. It's just kind of the way the world works. If somebody that, big group of people love is saying something and they say, here's my opinion, here's all of the proof of my opinion, but think whatever you want. The people are gonna think what you told them to think. That's a lot of the way it works. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those social experiments where a room of people is sat down. There are 3 people that are in on it and they stand every time a bell rings. And the person standing in the room who wasn't in on the experiment will start to stand with them every time the bell rings. By the end of the experiment, everyone is standing when the bell rings, but nobody actually knows why they're standing when the bell rings. And that's a lot of the same circumstance that's going on here online. The masses will do what the masses are doing. And if that is to be hateful and dramatic and think everything is a big fucking deal when it's not, that's what the masses are gonna do. But I think as a whole, if we can all just realize it's makeup, it's not that deep. We don't have to have everything be this big scandal, and that when you negatively think things, our brains rewire to be this incredibly negative place where everything is a problem, everything is problematic, everything is dramatic, everything is a scandal. And that is really an odd place to be stuck at in our lives. Before, when you think about it, the beauty community hasn't changed. We have grown and the market is definitely saturated with people, but its whole stayed the same. We all love makeup, we love putting it on, we love talking about it, we love explaining it, we love doing things with it, we love washing it off at the end of the night. And it's always been a place of sales. Jaclyn Hill, I trust her. I think that she's being honest with me. Every product that I've bought based on her recommendation, I like. And if you don't, that doesn't mean Jaclyn's a liar. It means that you have different preferences in makeup. And you have to understand that, yes, these people's livelihood is based on this, but their livelihood is based on this because of subscribers wanting their recommendations because we initially trusted them. And that truth shouldn't fade the larger that person gets just because of the amount of followers that they have. To make generalized statements saying the larger YouTubers are scamming you, how are you to know that that page isn't? Is their motivation not money? Is that not why a new video comes out with a new scandal every single day? Is that not why they use the biggest people's name to get clicks? Talking about this is such a taboo subject. Nobody wants to fucking talk about it. Because everyone's afraid, and I get it. I get why they're afraid. It's never fun to be made out to be something that you actually aren't, but that everybody believes that you are. And not everybody's a good person, and not everybody's a bad fucking person, and not everybody is what they are made out to be. For some odd reason, the beauty community is a target right now. I really hope it ends because it's getting really old. We all make mistakes, and if somebody sincerely apologizes for those mistakes, you either can accept their apology or you can't. It's on you, man. It's all on you. I mean, people can change, dude. People can change. I am living proof of that. I look back on some of my old Facebook posts on my personal Facebook and I just go, who are you? Who are you? The person I was 4 years ago, 2 years ago, is not the person that I am today. I changed from yesterday. We continue to learn and grow and evolve each day. And if you can look back at your past and say that you are picture perfect, that's great. That's great. We all wish we could be that way, but we're not. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all say stupid shit. We've all said stuff as kids that we look back on and cringe. I've made jokes that were so distasteful. I would never make those jokes now. I would never say the things that I've said before. I've shifted my mindset on a lot of things, and I take full responsibility for the things that I've said in my past. But things that I've said in my past does not equate who I am today. And to say that and generalize that as a statement is preposterous. Literally, when I was 17, I used to go to churches and I would take their sign down and I would put up my own sign saying very inappropriate things. So you think that's the same person that I am today at 29? Hell fucking no. Hell no. Hell no. I said some shit on those signs, dude. I changed the church sign to come in your pants. I did that. Me. I love Jesus. I would never do that. And I fully accept responsibility for those actions. I feel very guilty for doing it. Somebody had to go change those signs and people drove past a church and saw what I did when I was 17. You think I'm the same person that I was when I was 17? No. I was a hoodlum teenager who was trying to do dumb shit. We should give people the benefit of the doubt. People say stupid shit. I can only hope that I'm not judged for the rest of my life off of stupid shit that I did when I was young. I would only hope that, and I'm sure that you would have hoped the same thing about yourself. We all need to live up to our mistakes and our past and take full responsibility for those things, but when apologies are made, it takes a bigger person to be like, I totally forgive you. I saw a court case today where somebody threatened somebody's child with a gun, and those people are going to jail. And in the courtroom, the people said, I am so sorry for doing that to your child. And the woman who had their child threatened with a shotgun at their birthday party said, I forgive you. That takes a really big person to do that. And I think that in these situations of people saying dumb shit online or making mistakes and they severely apologize for them, the least we can do is say, I forgive you. I want to know your guys' thoughts on all of this, and I'm sure you guys will leave them and let me know how you feel about all of this. But, I think that what the internet doesn't need right now is any more negativity. In no way do I want to make it seem like I'm excusing bad things that people have done either. I do understand that there are things that people have done and consequences are a thing for a reason. I also understand that this age of information that we live in is an amazing thing in a lot of different ways, but it can also be detrimental because I feel like a lot of these things that we all are so up in arms about nowadays have been happening forever. We just didn't fucking know about them. And sometimes I feel like it's to our detriment that we are so well connected. It's almost like all these things that are going on in the world and in the news, like I wonder if the world was always this bad, or does it just seem really bad now because we know about all of it and we're all giving our opinions online, and sometimes it feels as though we share a little too much and there's a little too much information going around online, and I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing. And what kind of message is it sending to the younger generations when those are the ones typically online, new, looking up dramatic information, and what they have to view is adults who should know better, ripping each other apart and dragging each other online? What does that tell them? These aren't just kids. I know a lot of times people look at them, they're just fucking kids, they're just kids. These aren't just kids. These are people that are children now that will grow up to be the adults that you have to fucking be around. We look at them like they're just kids and we want them to be better, but we don't do better for them. We don't teach them better examples. We look at our own personal gain more than we look at what it's going to help, or you don't necessarily think about what it could do to the other party. And I guess I just look at it like, could you imagine waking up tomorrow morning and having an entire video made about how much of a piece of shit you are? Could you actually fathom what that would feel like? To wake up in the morning, to have a whole video made about how you're a bad person and how you're a liar and how you're deceitful. And if those things really aren't true, that's just fucked up, man. I can't imagine what that would feel like. And I hope to never understand what that feels like, because that would be a horrifying feeling. And realizing that the other person on the other side of the screen, they may not seem very human to you because they seem out of touch to you. Whether they have 10 million followers, 10,000 followers, or 10 followers, or none. They're still human beings and deserve to be treated as such. And I think that this is forgotten a lot, and I think that it should be remembered. A lot of these people that make these videos say a lot of fucking big shit online. Can't imagine them ever saying it in person. I hope this video wasn't too much for you guys, but I just wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's a subject that doesn't get talked about a lot because people are afraid, and I've been afraid, and I am still. I don't want ever a video to be made about me. If somebody has a problem with me, I want them to come to me. Come to me first, and if you have a problem with me, let's sort it out like adults. It doesn't have to be made into this big public ordeal. And I know that our lives are public and they're online, and people feel like because you are online, you deserve what you get if people make a public video about you. But I think it's a silly approach, and I think that there are a lot of better ways to go about things. And I understand that positive videos don't get as much publicity, but I think that that would be an incredible thing if the world could just be a lot more positive. This world could be such a cool place if a lot more of the videos we see online are uplifting and positive, but that's not what the world loves, it seems. It seems that the world really loves a good tea spilling. I understand that shit's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm above it. There's a line to be drawn when it starts to deal with people's careers and it starts to impact their lives. I have a thick skin, and I've had to develop that thick skin over the course of the last 4 years that I've been on YouTube. But that doesn't mean that I'm fair game and that I don't have feelings. And at the end of the day, shit still hurts, dude. It fucking hurts. It sucks when people talk about you, and especially when the masses are willing to absolutely tear you to shreds just because you're successful. I'm not talking about me here. Obviously. I think it's just something to keep in mind. And whether you agree with me or you disagree, hey, that's your right, man. I mean, we can agree to disagree. Have a whole video about that as well. Just because I say something doesn't make it fact. Same with anybody else. Either way, I thank you guys so much for watching and hearing what I have to say and watching this rambly, chatty video where I just kind of poured my heart out. I have a lot to say on a lot of these topics, but I hope you guys can go into it with an open mind and we can just chat in the comments about what you guys think about all this shit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you at my next video. Bye!